Well, good day Spurs fan, it's Paul the Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet, wearing my incognito to Spurs top. The iridescent stuff has come off. I'm in discussions with them, but innovation, eh? Take the iridescent off and it's plastic that's exactly the same colour as the shirt, so I just look like a big advert for AIA. Anyway, I'm distracting myself away from the game of football that was on about 6 hours ago, 8 hours ago. Full disclosure, I was not in the right frame of mind. I set so many alarms. I had about 3 hours sleep and I woke up about 10 minutes before kickoff. Almost didn't do a watch along because I had to faff around. Didn't really get the stream going, lots of technical issues. A bit like how we played on the pitch. I was a bit bored. We were a bit static. We just looked a bit buggered. Ran out of ideas. I wonder how much of that was down to Destiny Udogie and Pedro Porro not being on the pitch. I mean, we've played all right games with a lack of personnel earlier on in the season, but maybe, you know, I'm looking for reasons here. One is I think we look just tired, off it for some reason, and no fullbacks was painfully obvious in the second goal, where Emerson Royale was just outpaced. But it's not like him and Ben Davies did anything catastrophic. They're a bit, you know, they're just limited players, along with Højbjerg and Skip. They're the ones that I want to upgrade this summer. But that's who we had. That's who we had to play. There was a lot of, you know, overall it seemed to me we were quite static. We weren't running off the ball tremendously well, apart from moments here and there. Wolves opening goal, free header from a corner, easy peasy. Our equalising goal by Kulusevski, which I missed. I've watched it now, so you didn't miss anything not watching the watch along, man. It was a good goal by Kulu. Bloody hell, man! I wish I'd seen it. It would have kept me more enthused about the second half, because again we just seemed to be, you know, feet stuck in the mud a little bit. There was a lot of the ball was going backwards, it was going sideways. What can you say, man? It was disappointing to perform like that at home, but you know, every team has its bad moments, and that certainly was one. So I'll add that to the number of bad performances this season, which I think, if memory serves me, is about 4 now. So it's not catastrophic. We're still building. Ange has got his work. Ange and the coaches have got their work cut out in the next couple of weeks, though, because we're seeing a little bit of a drop off in our performances here at the moment, which I don't know if concern is the right word, but I just don't like to see it. We've had players coming back from injury, but if they're training and they're ready for selection, that's not an excuse, I don't think. So something's a little bit amiss with the way that we're going about our business at the moment, but we got time to correct it. I'm sure Ange will, I'm sure the players will, but we've got to do a little bit better than we did last night. Last week's game against Brighton I enjoyed. I know I'm the only person that enjoyed that one, so I'm not counting that as a really bad performance. So I think there was that one. Wolves at Wolves was another one. West Ham was another one, and there was another one thrown in there somewhere. So four not so good performances. Now the Dreamo meter's taken a bit of a battering as well, because we beat Wolverhampton Wanderers at home last year. So I've had to knock off 3 points from the Dreamo meter, sadly. But you know, we're still heading above 70 points. We got 60 points last year. I think we can close the door perhaps on the title tilt for this year. Liverpool won, so they're 10 points clear of us at the moment. But Manchester City drew, which is interesting. So there's still a bit of scope to climb up the table. I'm sure we can correct the aberration that is Aston Villa currently being in 4th place because we're playing them in 2 weeks' time. So, as Villa fans will remember it, yeah, remember that last game that Matty Cash ever played for Aston Villa is coming up in 2 weeks. We don't forget. We don't forget what you did to Bentancur, mate. So, you know, make sure your health insurance is fully paid up to date, and you'll get the best care possible after we stretch you off. I'm only, you know, I'm being hyperbolic. I know, don't take it so seriously, people out there on the internet, but he is going to get touch up, let's face it. He's going to get a little message. Hopefully we will use this 2 weeks wisely. Ange was quite subdued after the game, and what can you say about it, really? You know, what can you say? It's hard to point the finger at anyone in particular. I mean, 2 players that had a really good game. I thought Mickey van der Ven was brilliant again in defence, and Vicario stopped the scoreline from being a bit more embarrassing, although the Wolves keeper had to make a couple of saves as well. But Big Vic between the sticks, proving all the doubters wrong yet again. Fine reflex saves. What else was there? Midfield, Pat Matasar was all right. Maddison wasn't finding our man. You know, there's a period in the second half we were trying to break them down. I believe the kids call it a low block, and we're doing like little 1-2 passes in and around the box, and they were all just a bit rubbish, really. Didn't really come to anything. As the game wore on, we just didn't look dangerous. A late chance came to Ben Davies, a header, but it was not to be. I think he was disappointed in it as well. Sometimes the ball just don't want to go in the back of the net, though, does it? So look, I can't really give you much more than that from a view, because I was a bit knackered when I watched it, and the performance didn't really wake me up and pep me up. But I'm hoping that the what is it? The sky is always darkest just before the dawn. We're going to be back in 2 weeks, bigger and better than that. Anyway, we're going to be better than that, so that's a plus. Villa in 2 weeks. Until next time, folks, peace and love, man. Peace and love, and come on, you Spurs.